Funeralopolis Radio. We have reached episode 4, Forever My Queen. As that title suggests, we are indeed looking at traditional doom metal. I'll be straight with you. The continuation of this genre into this decade has always sat a little odd with me. Fundamentally, the question that always arises is, how much creativity can you get out of the nostalgia card? This shit sounded incredible back in the 80s and 90s. It was so fresh then that they wouldn't have even called it traditional doom. As always, all roads lead back to Black Sabbath. Well, actually, if you want to go further than that, there's always the blues. Good old Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf rambling on about former lovers and their economic-related troubles. Eventually, this starts to come over to garage rock. The Seeds, the Sonics and Count 5 begin to thrive. All of a sudden, rock and roll becomes much more menacing and mean with bands like Iron Butterfly and Blue Cheer. Honestly, every time I hear In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, I want to take a long run up at the nearest glass window and drive through it. When the riff hits like I'm Will Graham in Manhunter. Thanks to foreign invasions, things become increasingly twisted and psychedelic. There were German krautrock bands like Amandul 2 and Can, with some help from Jap-rock bands like Blues Creation and Flower Travelin' Band. Over in England, we had the Ladbroke Grove scene popping off courtesy of Hawkwind, High Tide, Stray, and Edgar Broughton Band. America was still contributing through the more soul and funk-oriented figures, such as Funkadelic, Isaac Hayes, Jimi Hendrix, and Sly, and the Family Stone. Too much of the early underground heavy psych stuff gets ignored still, like Sir Lord Baltimore, Dark Jericho, Groundhogs, Buffalo, Captain Beyond, May Blitz, Jerusalem, Gun, Toad, Road. If you think you can skip these, you are sorely mistaken. Feel free to consider all this proto-doom or just Heavy's origins. Either is fine. All this groundwork leads to a single song. The Beatles' I Want You. She's So Heavy.
She's so
that's the first unofficial doom metal song. Can you feel the doom? Now, somewhere between the latter end of that song, some sliced fingers, and Birmingham's industrial dominance, Black Sabbath are created. Important to note, Black Sabbath did not take off right away. Critics were prone to dubbing them a shit cream knockoff, which is funny because this is now reversed. When it comes to the creation of metal, everybody forgets Cream, which is completely fine with me, because fuck Eric Clapton, right? Although, I do think we should talk about Wicked Lady some more. So, show them guys some more love. Anyway, we go to Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath on the album Black Sabbath. Until about a decade later in the 80s, that people were able to expand on the groundbreaking shit Black Sabbath were cooking up. We have arrived at the big four of traditional doom. There was Pentagram, who were top of the class, succeeding mainly through Edge due to frontman Bobby Liebling's undeniably powerful aura. Why are they the best, you ask? Because they are hard as fuck. Just listen to this. Saint Vitus. Pure psychedelic head music. These guys would later go on to inspire Black Flag, leading to the creation of sludge. They can take second. Everything about these shouldn't work. Some wanted to call it white metal because their lyrics is a bunch of Christian nonsense. A big no-no in this satanic playing field. Unfortunately, they also bring over some stuff I don't like so much from the NWOBHM. As stated previously, I'm not really a true metalhead. I'm just in this game for the expansion of 60s garage psych. Following where all that went, I couldn't give a fuck about Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. You can keep that. Shredding and high-pitched vocals don't really sit well with me. Doom had a tendency to drop all that bullshit, so that's why it hooked me. Here's the thing though. Trouble are that fucking good on the riff side. Nothing else matters. It overcomes anything else you may not like in their songs. It works. Hear for yourself.
He's so lonely because we can't see where the quiet winds live. Streets where all the old folks give so much love. At the end of my days, time to change my ways.
saying Candlemas don't come armed with riffs. They do. Big time. All my criticism is usually aimed at Messiah Marcolin, geezer with the Buzz Osborne hair. Once they dropped that session guy, Johan Lankvist, it all fell apart. Not that Johan was particularly good or anything, but the Messiah has a real tendency to proper go for it on the vocals. And I can't stand that theatrical delivery shit. Does my bloody head in. Especially when you're making something called epic doom metal. It kinda just falls short and feels lame. Bit too. Try hard. I prefer my vocals either detached, buried, or exhausted. None of this drama class bollocks. I like the real shit. Oh, and outside of the big four, you have Paul Chain quietly putting a shift in during the 80s. The king of the underground. Some Italian geezer. He's on whole other thing and can't really be pinned down. Sometimes he's creating the future of doom. Other times he's just fucking about making preposterous church synth music for 20 minutes. And here at Funeralopolis, we love it all. Check out Pagan Altar and Witchfinder General, whilst you're at it too. In fact, do we have permission to sack off Candlemas and insert either Paul Chain or Witchfinder General into the big four? I'd lobby for that. Here's Witchfinder General.
Coming to get you, yeah, I'm coming to take you away. You witches are evil, you worship the devil, so listen to what I say. Peacefully from at your hearts, I'll have you witches pray. Must destroy you, cleanse you, watch you wither away. Who's coming to get you? Who's coming to take you away? Find you guilty, witch woman, because I'm the Witchfinder General. Trust be gone, and people come from many towns around. Find them guilty just to please me, beat them to a halt. Bite their brains and cut their veins and strike them to the ground. Sop their bodies till they're dead, let the cell be their surround. Who's coming to get you? Who's coming to take you away? Find you guilty, witch woman, because I'm the Witchfinder General. Well, he picks us up, he knocks us down, he says he hates to swear. Blaze with us like bombs in chairs, come on, let's get a game. Girl is tired, he'll take his backseat with the little man. With you up, let's grab her up and watch the best head.
By the time the 90s come round, the early innovations are out the way, and the form has been cemented. There's cool shit dropping every 5 minutes. The Obsessed, Revelation, Internal Void, Penance, Blood Farmers, and Iron Man arrive. And this is no longer just a small corner of enthusiasts. This is a scene, and it is now firmly established with its distinctive qualities. A vocabulary emerges, and the music press finally know how to talk about it all. I rank the Obsessed very highly in this period, but there can only be one king, and that's Blood Farmers, the ultimate predecessor to Electric Wizard. Blood Farmers, if you're listening to this, don't you think it's time you reissued that debut record? It's only one of the best records in all of Doomland. Put your mouth on this. drone, sludge, funeral, and nobody had as much time for the traditional ways anymore. The old school is left behind. Occasionally, a few new greats come along, such as Reverend Bizarre, who are basically Witchfinder General Take 2, except their lyrics aren't as dumb. Matthew Hopkins made evil again without the cheesiness. A sickening disease spreading. Let everyone know, it's doom over the world. Sound like they belong in the world of the Wicker Man. None of this is accidental. It lines up perfectly with Britain's folk horror resurgence. During the 2010s, you'll find people start to talk about Pallbearer, but these have never really done it for me. Just warning. If their songwriting was weaker, and they had a whinier singer than Brett Anderson. In this current decade, Castle Rat and Early Mood are seen as the saviors of traditional doom metal. The newbies ready to take it into the next stage. Absolute bullshit. Neither brings anything new to the table. I wish people would stop saying this kind of nonsense, especially with Castle Rat, because it actually overhypes them. They're great sexy pop fun. Let's just leave it at that, otherwise you'll force me into having a downer on them. As for Early Moods, solid riffs, but Jesus Christ, that vocalist has to go. He kills the tension. Sack him off. Thinking of making some good traditional doom metal music today? That's fine. It's not impossible to make a half-decent traditional doom record in the 2020s. It's just bloody difficult. To my knowledge, there are two ways to succeed. Option 1, purity. If all else fails, hit him with the riffs. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, but there's a catch. Did you think this was going to be easy? If you pick this option, you have to go harder than Pentagram. Otherwise, what's the point? Most bands fail at this. So, you want the other option? Option 2. Merger. Combine the sound with something else. Be it psychedelic music, stoner, or even tribal. I've seen it happen. Just don't let me catch you mixing that shit with epic doom. There's enough bands doing that right now, and it's lame. Virgin Viking nonsense. All goes back to Candlemas, and makes me dislike them even more. Look, if I wanted all that, I'd just listen to Bathory. At least when he does it, it ain't cheesy. So without further ado, here's 10 traditional doom albums in this decade that have impressed. Stick with me. I'm Jacob Kelly, and we've got a decade of doom to make sense of. Skull, 2021. Walpurgis Night. That is the biggest banger on Black Spell's The Purple Skull. I don't know too much about the tradition of Walpurgis Night and what it involves, but this song makes me want to commit unspeakable mischief in its honor. I'm envisioning something like Devil's Night at the start of The Crow. True debauchery, no kids stuff. Arson, vandalism, brawling, theft, DUS. We'll do them all. Give me a ring so this bull here can rage. Can't be keeping that all up inside. Pick me up in a stolen vehicle. We got some purging to do, folks. Black Spell choose option 2. Merging the new psych doom of fellow Italians like Demonio, Sonic Demon, and Witch Snake with the old ways of traditional doom. The result? Excellent. On their sophomore effort, confidence is at an all-time high. They know exactly where they want to go, and are speeding in that direction like the Ghost Rider, half ablaze and filled with resentment, on the lookout for the crime contagion. Except when they get there, these guys aren't putting a stop to it. Some people just love to watch the world burn, hey? Sign them up. Heavy psych sounds. Times, 2026. As you can tell, these are option 1. French rookies that have managed to do some real damage after only a single album to their name. If the Purple Skull is to bear witness to our own destruction, Songs for Unfortunate Times takes place afterwards, when the hostility really begins. Amongst the ruins, it imagines a time so depleted of hope that nobody even wants to continue. We pray for our own extinction. Vocals on Spellbound certainly have an Ozzy influence, borrowing from Iron Man. Not in the way they sounds, but through the blunt riff writing delivery. Slift may be the kings of France, putting out another loved album this year with Fantasia. And, yeah, they may be just a tad more technically polished. A gross understatement. But Cornucopia wouldn't pull any proggy bullshit. Some will argue that the guitars and bass frequently collapse into the same low-mid area, causing individual notes to disappear when the riffs become too dense. This instability is exactly what gives Cornucopia's world such strength. It's constantly on the verge of ruining itself, and that's the thrill. Notes? Who gives a fuck about notes? Daevar-Amber Eyes, 2024. Daevar are a German band hailing from Cologne. I went to Cologne once. School trip. I recall a crazy golf outing being interrupted by an old crazy lady with a mustache who kept stealing our balls. We dubbed her Birgit Ballsnatcher. Anyway though, to the average visitor, what sticks with you is the Gothic cathedral that towers over the city. Daevar lean into that same kind of seductive Gothic power. A consistent force, having put out 3 splendid albums with Amber Eyes being the best so far. Their trick to keeping traditional doom alive is slipping into psychedelic planes. Notably, not the same Italo kind as Black Spell. Daevar have one hand in the modern day with the Windhand influence, and another in the 90s when shoegaze, grunge, and alternative rock lined up record stores for precisely 5 minutes before that god-awful Britpop came along. Cool Britannia? Cool Shidania. We were progressing so wonderfully until that conservative rock bullshit came along. How did it come to pass that George Michael would have the most sober take on all that bollocks when he said he never bought it for a second? Basically, the Daevar formula is to play out these slow, doomy passages, almost bordering on Soundgarden, as a tension builder, and then they explode into Loop/Spaceman 3, acid-drenched head trip music. Pardis Latifi's Susie-inspired vocals only add to the overall sexiness. None of this is yet to grow tiresome.
The time has come and you should know you walked too far into death row. The stakes are high and ready to go. We'll take you to the land below. And dying faith inside my eyes. Shadow won't be paralyzed. You will find the truth of death. The stake will take your final breath. Will be no warning, no repent. Thousands into hell I've sent. Corpses piled into the fire. Your horrid screams just take me higher. And dying faith inside my eyes. Shadow won't be paralyzed. You will find the truth of death. The stake will take your final breath. Eternally I walk this land, buried in time and sand.
For Friends of Hell. Friends of Hell, 2022. Albert Witchfinder lets you know from the outset he's out with the wolves. He cannot be reached. He will not be coming down the pub this weekend. The man's caught in some hammer horror fantasy. Given this guy's name and the album name, it's clear someone's head is firmly in the past. Recalling the booze-fueled blasphemy of Witchfinder General, let it be known this is no talentless worship. Albert Witchfinder is in deep, and the act is extremely convincing. Infectious even as he invites you to join him, pulling the listener in and asking, "Why don't you come inside my coffin and join us in our quest for steel?" With such requests as that, it's hard not to share the enthusiasm. Friends of Hell are something of a supergroup. Albert Witchfinder is a doom maverick having come from Reverend Bazaar. Taz Danazoglu was called upon by Electric Wizard to be their bassist between 2008 and 2012. Recognizable through all the face tattoos, album-wise, he can be heard on Black Masses. I wonder if that big clumsy oaf Sean is still making music. Need an update on that. Anton LaVey looking motherfucker. The Electric Wizard connection is interesting because, like Just Oborn, Friends of Hell share an interest in black metal, managing to weave in a touch of venom into the proceedings. Black and trad here in this neighborhood? Oh yes. 5. Grave Disgrace-Helldiver, 2026. Despite hailing from St. Petersburg, Russia, Grave Disgrace boasts the most Aussie-sounding singer of all time in Alexei Uvarov. The Prince of Darkness may have reportedly departed this world in the summer of 2025, but I can assure you, he is alive and well in a stoner band living out his remaining days on Putin soil, pushing Master of Reality further than ever in the modern day, as though the prog era of Black Sabbath never happened. Homage extends to even the inclusion of a short ambient track in Silver Sails. Wait a minute, I've seen this game before. When Bruce Lee died, nobody knew what Wing Chun was. They just knew who Bruce Lee was. Nobody was that arsed about the moves. They just wanted that charisma back. A star, a leader. There were boots to fill. Bring back. The big boss, came the call, and the Asians answered it immediately by presenting us with several Bruce Lee clones. All of a sudden, we had Bruce Lee, Dragon Lee, Bruce Leung, and even Bruce Tai. Ladies and gentlemen, never underestimate the speed at which exploitation works. You ask, it provides. Vocally, Alexei Uvarov takes the crown. He's the Bruce Lee in this field. As with martial movies post-Bruce Lee, this shouldn't be seen as merely a reductive exercise. What if formulas can come into play, and you get to bear witness to the most amazing scenarios, previously restricted to the mind? What if Bruce Lee fought Godzilla? Or in this case, what if Ozzy carried on in stoner metal? Always a challenge. And by the end, we will have an answer. Some of you will consider these dumb and pointless questions. Art is often and always should be driven by drunken thoughts. Get used to it. This is box office. All you can do is share in the intoxication and lay down your bets. Potenaz-Goat Rider, 2023. King Potenaz are the coolest and most confident band in this entire list. They play traditional doom at a snail's pace, and they don't give a fuck. Trusting in their sorcery, Sorry, I meant effects and pedals. Imagine if Easy Rider's anti-macho ending was reversed. What if the devil resurrected Billy and Wyatt, then thrusted them into the future? Having seen all of America's dirty truths, they keep on riding across the universe. Galaxy after galaxy, and it's all the same. Everybody's fucking blown it. Holy shit. Goat Rider is traditional doom, hijacked by a band of thieves on the highway. Their names are Desert Rock and Psychedelia. Plenty of old-school QSC mixed with new-school psychedelia. The latter positioning it in the Black Spell, Demonio, and Sonic Demon camp of underground psych doom. Did I mention they were Italian? King Potenaz aren't here to reinvent traditional doom. They're here to kidnap the fucker, tie him to the back of the bike, and drag his ass through the cosmos. The corpse will not be preserved. It's going to get fucking mutilated. That boy got Satan in his heart. Fear him. Fear the Goat Rider.
Well, piss on you. And piss on your law.
Oath-Unteach, 2026. Piss on Your Law. Boom into one of the hardest riffs since Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. When was the last time you heard a band break it down like that? As with Walpurgis Night, I'm not too familiar with the concept of terrorcraft, but I can feel it in my fucking bones. Why restrict this to just witchcraft? Let's go full Matthew Hopkins on the entire world. No reason required, just pure love of terror. Oh, I can respect it. Oath have their Sabbathian imitation down so good here it defies replication and enters duplication. From the album cover to the short ambient interlude. Hell, even the riffs are humongous. Worthy of Iomi. He would salute this and call them some of his finest students. There's also a pretty interesting thesis at play here that should not be ignored. Doom purists cut Sabbath off after 3, at a push 4 albums if you like the desert. Oath reject this, and say there's plenty of Doom to be found in the prog period. Face it, fellas, Symptom of the Universe is one of the hardest things the Sabbath ever cooked up. Okay, so Unteach is not the future. Retro is very much the word. We are firmly drenched in nostalgia. Yet I still declare this the best Doom record of 2026, purely cause of how fucking hard it goes. One of the few cases where a modern trad Doom band has the capability to match the intensity of the Founding Fathers. Ritual-Diabolic Formation, 2025. Only one album into their career, and these Canadians have got it pretty figured out. On the one side, they've got the repetitive traditional doom slow, thudding and steady. Then on the other side, they're hitting you with this chaotic modern fuzzy heavy psych. A balancing act of old and new, whenever it's in jeopardy of becoming too familiar, such as Wickedness blatantly copying the vocal patterns of Iron Man. They scramble your brain with the neo-Hendrixian craziness, as though you were seeing Sabbath live and a time traveler from the future came along and stole the show every few seconds, like that one time Prince suddenly burst into an improvised solo during a televised performance of While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Pale Horse Ritual used their one ambient interlude on Save You to turn to Nick Drake on Mushroom Sound, which has a lot of untapped potential, serving as minor break before they take your head off again with Bloody Demon. Keep an eye on these. If you see the album artwork on the singles, then you will know these guys know what they're doing. Breasts, breasts, and more breasts. The nerds will try to tell you something different. But really, what else was album artwork meant to be for? what's cool about Purification? Their reference point isn't really Black Sabbath or any of the big four that emerged during the 80s. These guys want to pick up where Reverend Bizarre left off doing during the 2000s. Now, if you've got half a brain, you'll agree Reverend Bizarre were the last exceptional traditional doom metal band. Those guys just took it to 11. They ran away with it, leaving all the other weak, heavy bands looking like some shoddy Sunday battle reenactment club. Somehow managing the task of not merging with other genres, and not mimicking what had been done before. In fact, you could say they opted for a third choice that most other genres manage. But traditional doom has failed. Evolution without pollution. Basically, Reverend Bizarre inherited the witch hunts of Witchfinder General, but departed from the camp. It wasn't retro. No, they were like when Ridley Scott did Gladiator, and suddenly the swords and sandals flick became prestige blockbuster territory. Purification are not at this level yet. However, full respect to them for trying to continue the Reverend Bizarre philosophy of using the original aesthetic and language in a way that is hard-hitting now, rather than looking back tongue-in-cheek. Snakemother, 2023. Snakemother caught me off guard. Are they perfect? No. Are they clean? No. But who else is combining traditional doom with tribal ambient? Call it my Lisa Gerrard soft spot. But I love that ethereal, operatic level her music reaches, all of which fits traditional doom metal rather well. This debut record didn't get the full attention it deserved until Ripple reissued it last year. Since then, I think people are starting to see these could be the next Mesa. Both have that tendency to turn the gothic Susie Sue into Eastern mysticism, those layered vocals taking you to a higher plane. Highly convincing too, without ever becoming a novelty act. Able to absorb the outside influence while still being unmistakably doom. It takes me back to the first time I heard Dead Can Dance in university, sprawled out across the bed of some 30-year-old woman, whom I'd been briefly dating. must have been about 6 a.m. I'd already made a fool of myself in the sack and finished too early. We've all been there. Blamed it on the fact she supposedly was an ex-model. Had to give it the old keep going and pretend it never happened routine. After engaging in some light fornication, she provided me a mega dose of weed and decided now was the time to introduce me to Dead Can Dance and their song Kiko. Some mad cunt on YouTube had played it over scenes from Samsara. It fried my brain. I felt like a strung-out, opium-addicted jazz artist, having woken up in a strange new world and wanting to bring this culture back home to the West. Snakemother is equally ritualistic and when on full volume terrifying. So that marks our 10 albums. No movies being reviewed today because this felt like a good episode to really go over the whole history of traditional Doom, which is in a sense to go over the origins of Doom itself, a necessity with this genre, because it really hasn't seen much in the way of evolution. So you really have to home in on the original sound, and then look at either who is managing to capture the same heights, and how it is being layered with other genres now. I wouldn't say the genre is thriving, and coming up with the usual 10 was very difficult. Hopefully, though, these are 10 bands that will be worth following through the remainder of the decade. Is this genre dead? Far from it. She is forever my queen. Spread the word on these guys. Spread it far and wide. Let people know our mantra, which is Doom over the world. Transmission over. Funeralopolis Radio out.
Giving all of my heart. The situation is all wrapped up. No more need to be shouted.